Welcome to the Trades and Builders Business Show. Tegan, should I be saying kia ora, all the way from New Zealand?
You can say kia ora if you like, that'd work.
You said it a little bit better than me. So you're a tradie gal. That's your Instagram handle, but you're a painter. So are you a qualified painter yet, or are you nearly there?
Nearly there. I actually have my last course in July this year. So each year we go to Tech. Tech is 2 weeks of the year, and we just learn about paint skills, things that we might generally not learn every day on jobs. So wallpapering, and this last year just been, we practiced some decorative painting. So not everyone does that a lot. So it's good to have that skill under my belt, knowing a few things like that as well.
Okay, so obviously I'm in Australia and you're in New Zealand. So how long is the apprenticeship for over there? Because I know some things are different.
So the apprenticeship for New Zealand is 3 years, but you don't necessarily in New Zealand actually have to go and get an apprenticeship for painting. It's an optional thing.
But you're doing things the right way, I suppose.
Yeah, I chose to do it definitely upskill on other people. I would prefer to be taught things both ways, both in the books and at work, rather than just going straight into work and trying to learn it all in one environment.
So does that include actually doing wallpaper as well, or is that another whole new area?
No, so they still teach us wallpaper. That's my course this year. And to keep it old school, they still teach you how to wallpaper a ceiling.
Have you done much of that yet, or have you had to go at that?
Ceilings? No. Done a couple of feature walls, but that's about it.
Okay, I imagine that'd be, you would need to be pretty patient and pretty skillful to actually get that done to a really high standard.
Yeah, so wallpapering here is paid by the drop, not by the hours. So you need to be pretty time efficient on if you're wallpapering a whole house. That's why we mostly stick to feature walls, because we charge for a feature wall, not per drop.
So obviously you've been doing this for around about 3 years. So what made you decide to learn a new trade? Like, what were you doing before, and what made you shift into the painting side of things?
Before, I was actually a travel agent, so I was stuck in a mall in a small little cubicle for 8 hours of the day under fluorescent lights, and it absolutely did my head in. My boss now is actually, he volunteer firefights with me. So one day I was on the truck complaining about my job, and he told me I could come help him paint over the summer while I looked for a new job. And 3 years later, I still haven't found a new job.
Wow. So being an apprentice, you're working for somebody that's qualified.
Yes.
Who are you working for?
His name's Alan Tro, and he is a business owner of 25 years and is now currently my partner also.
Excellent. All right. So are you sort of doing normal hours, like 38 hours a week, or does it change, or is it?
So I'm contracted to 40 hours a week. So we usually do between about 37 hours to 42 hours a week.
Okay. And so you do that, and you've got the volunteer firework which you do, that's fantastic. You're doing what a lot of other people, I suppose, talk about. You actually do and go and help in the community. Have you got a good work-life balance?
Yeah, we definitely do have a good work-life balance. It's having my partner as a boss. We definitely have our discussions, but then working together, we get over it very fast and move on with our lives and just keep on chugging along.
So if he's your boss, like, how does that work? Where is there ever a time that he's not happy with a certain job finished to a certain standard, or does that ever get a bit heated, or?
Definitely not. He has taught me very well. After knowing him for this long, while I'm working, I would say, would Alan be happy with this if I'm by myself? I'd say, would he be happy with this? And if my answer is even questioning it, I would redo it before he gets there and sees it.
Fair enough.
To
Okay.
avoid the argument.
So I've got a question, and then we're going to watch a video of you on the tools. But the question I want to ask first is, do you have any advice for any other ladies that want to get into or looking to become a trades business owner or a tradie?
Yeah, definitely go out and try it. There's lots of people out there who are willing to give people apprentices a go, and especially want to encourage females to have a go. I find it very rare now to find bosses that say, "Oh, you're a female," or any negativity. They're actually quite positive about it. So I think just even telling a female that they can do it is enough encouragement for them to get out there.
Yep, absolutely. That's fantastic. Look, we're going to have a look at a video that you've put together of some of the work that you've done, and maybe you can talk us through the different jobs or projects you're on.
So this is our sealer coat. I'm all suited and booted up because it gets all over you and it's annoying to wash everything after a job. That's a cupboard. The cupboard's the most annoying thing because I have very wide shoulders and you can't hit the walls. And when I'm by myself, I just like to muck around. During work hours, we even go out to fire calls. So that's me in the middle of the workday, and I just headed straight back to work after it. And people love a straight line and are amazed when you can do it without tape. So, and this is a little transformation from tradie to weekend.
Fantastic. I've noticed there's not much brush work there. There's a lot of spraying going on. What do you use more of? Is there more brush work or more spraying, or how does that work?
Definitely. With our new builds, we spray all the ceilings and sealer. So that's with the same gun I'm using there.
Yep.
We like that it gives a nicer finish. It's a lot faster and more practical to be using it.
Yep.
And then we also spray our woodwork and doors so that it comes up with a nice smooth finish. And then we only pick up a brush and roller when we're finishing off the walls.
Okay, so with most of your work, do you have to travel far, or is it mostly like within a short distance of where you live? How does that work?
Not at all. So we're in a small town where there's a lot of development happening at the moment. My boss doesn't like to travel more than 20 minutes out of town, and we don't need to with everything going on at the moment. We've got another, I guess it would be a village, turning into a town with an extra 200,000 houses in it. So that's only 10 minutes down the road from us.
And are you mostly working around men during the day? Like, is that still quite a common occurrence, or what's sort of the ratio of men to women with trades that you're working with?
I have not bumped into another female yet, but I know I went to school with her actually. She's an electrician and we work with that company, but I haven't seen her out on a job yet. And we have a couple of building companies that we work for regularly, so they're used to me on site. I'm used to them, we joke around, so there's no bad vibes on site, which is nice.
Okay, cool.
And they listen to me.
What would you like to see more of in the industry? So painting, trades overall, what would be some improvements or things you'd like to see?
Probably I'd like to see a lot more encouragement, I guess, around where we live. I still probably get people more my age and the years younger than me still questioning why I'm in a trade, or why don't you do this, or why didn't you do that instead. So a lot of, I think, encouragement like that, a lot of more talking about it, and maybe some more female toilets on site would be great.
So with,
Get my own toilet every day would be amazing.
with your trade, with painting, what would be some tools that you've maybe got which you think other people might not be using, or you've seen some things on Instagram and you thought, oh, I'm going to try that? Like, are there actually new tools that you're using that have actually helped you a lot in the last 12 months or so?
Yeah, there's definitely a few things that have been helpful. One thing is, it's so little, but it's really handy, is a painting bucket, and the side of it is a magnet. So when you're climbing up a ladder or climbing up anywhere really, the paintbrush sticks to the side of the bucket and it doesn't get all covered in paint, and you're not having to flick it off or get all messy and everything, and you just hold it in your hand. And I've seen a lot of people on Instagram use these new spray guns that I want to try out. It's a handheld spray gun, has a little paint pot in it, and you can spray. It's more portable, it doesn't have a big cord on it, and you'd use it for spraying stairwells or touching up one-bedroom ceilings without furniture in it. Yeah, there's a few things lying around there that I'd like to try.
Okay, that the paintbrush and the bucket, I haven't heard of that one before, but that's pretty cool.
Right.
And it sounds like it's pretty helpful. So with Instagram, like, how long have you been on Instagram, and what's your goal with Instagram?
I probably started this Instagram in about August, September last year, so 2019.
Yep.
And my goal is definitely, I started off thinking, oh, maybe I can encourage some females to join the trade or meet some other tradies, and it opened my eyes up to a whole different community, support network, seeing other tradies out there, and my goal is to just encourage more people to join the trades, more females to join the trades, and it's okay to do a boy's job. It's not that anymore. It's just another job for anyone else to achieve.
I can see by some of the videos I've seen of you and some of the photos that you're quite a shy person.
Definitely, yeah.
I've got another question about Instagram, and then we'll look at your next video. So my next question is, what effect do you think that Instagram has actually had on your work life?
It definitely took me a little while to explain to my boss how fast I can make a video and how fast I can post it, and that it's not affecting that much work time.
Yep.
And I think it hasn't affected my work life at all, and we're still quite productive, and I just think all round it's just making painting less of a cowboy's job. Anyone can step into painting and decorating, and they say, oh, painting's easy, da-da-da. But then being on Instagram, showing them how much prep is involved, how much work, what safety we put into it. It's not just an easy job. It's actually, there's a lot to it than people think.
And I suppose the other thing also is with Instagram is that, people can tell, I know the videos and the photos you post, how I describe is they're natural and sort of organic photos. You're not actually trying too hard to actually make something look better than it is. And by doing that, like if I was going to look for a painter and I saw some of your posts, I'd be sending you a message, because I can see that, you tick all the boxes. Like you work productively, your standards are high, and you're also a little bit crazy as well. So, you'd be the ideal type of painter to come on board and actually paint my holiday house I'm just trying to think of a place up the north of the North Island. But anyway, I can't think of a name right now.
Your holiday home.
Well, we're going to watch your next video, and I think this has got some extra things on you working and a bit about your painting life. So we'll just have a quick look at this.
Everybody, let's get into it. Get stupid, get started. running home. Do you think about me now and then? Do you think about me now? I'm coming home again. It's alright with you, then it's alright with me.
Wow, so we got to understand a bit of your music taste, if we could call it that, and also some more of your painting. So there's some outside work that you do and inside work, so there seems to be quite a variety of there.
Yeah.
I can see that we're similar. You also enjoy your own time.
Oh yeah. I think working with my partner, I definitely enjoy the drives back into town to go pick up some paint.
So just, I've become more and more interested in Instagram, like every week, every day, because you know you've got people that are doing it in a genuine and a great way. You've been one of them. But how do you mount your phone? If you've got a suction cup where your phone sticks onto, how are you making the videos when you're driving along?
Like one of those non-stick pads sits by in front of the stereo console radio bit. It's kind of like indented, and then I just jam it in there.
Okay. And do you use an iPhone, or what phone do you use?
Yeah, I've got the new iPhone 11. I had an iPhone 8 before, and I kept cutting my finger on the screen.
Oh, okay. And so, okay, that's good. That seems to be working pretty well. I bought a selfie stick and a tripod on the weekend, and I took it back to the place twice. The first one broke, and the second one kept on falling over. So I think I'll have to work out some better ways to actually do some videos. Maybe get some tips from you. How many posts do you do each day?
I'll try to do some videos in the morning. People start at different times, so when they're having their breakfast or coffee or waiting for their coffee, they tend to scroll through Instagram and look at your video stories and get to see what you're doing for the day. And then maybe around smoko lunchtime, I'll post one a day or one every second day for people to have a look at. Don't want to bombard people too much with my paint.
And look, I think you made a good point there about people looking at your videos when they're having their breakfast or their coffee. But one of the great things is that you're actually not videoing you actually having coffee or having breakfast. It's actually different painting jobs. Like seem like you're out on painting a fence on possibly a large property before, and the spray gun and different things. So you've got a variety of different things with your work. So I can see that your Instagram following is going to build up pretty quickly. So how are you going to manage that? Do you get people messaging you like with, they want a quote or they want to know what tools you're using, or is that starting to happen at the moment?
Any messages, haven't had any messages for quotes or anything, which is quite nice because not my area. Definitely had messages on what paint they think they should use or what products they use. Some people saying, oh, I did this, I don't know how you do it for a job, it takes so much time. And then when I get into a conversation, I ask, well, what do you actually do? They are doing it wrong, and that's why they've ended up doing it, because they're not doing it in a fast, efficient way. So it's quite nice to help people in that way as well.
Okay, and look, what would be some people or some things that actually inspire you in life?
Oh, some people that inspire me in life.
Other than me.
Other than you. I definitely I believe she was on your show before, Sparky Girl. She is hilarious, and I find comedy during work is very important. It gets you through your day. And Melbourne Chirpy Jerk, I love her videos, her cats. And I think just being a normal person, having a normal day, having a laugh is definitely the most important thing, and that inspires me just to be a normal person on Instagram. If people don't like it, they can go follow another person, I guess.
Well, look, I don't consider you a normal person. So, no, I'm being positive here. So if you think of there's 95% of the normal population, the sheep, in a sense, the sheep. I didn't mean to make a New Zealand comment there. And then you've got if you've got the 5%, so the 5% of the people that actually do things differently, they do them better, they think for themselves, and then maybe the people that actually enjoy their own time as well. So I consider you to be in the top 5%. So you're different and unique, which is a great thing. So
beautiful.
how do you? So your goal would be to obviously maybe start your own business at some stage.
No need to start my own business when you're dating the guy with the business.
Or look, I suppose the better question is, your goal would be to actually pick up some business skills along the way.
Yeah, definitely learn how to do some quotes. If he was ever wanting to go away, he does a lot of hunting, so I could manage the business, I can manage quotes, I can manage the clients, and they're comfortable to talk with me. That would be really great, actually.
Sorry, did you say what hunting?
He does a lot of hunting, like deer hunting.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure what the word was before hunting, but okay, that makes sense. So what would your long-term goals be in the industry? Do you have some? You've sort of mentioned some medium-term goals there, but what would be your long-term goals?
Our long-term goals would be to build the business up and then hire a couple more people, make them efficient and skillful enough for us to be able to leave them and still work for us while we can go off and not have to work so much, but still be getting some money into our business.
Okay. And you mentioned the Melbourne chippy chick before, so Stephanie. And look, I've sort of indirectly connected with you through her because, you're in the Tradie Lady Club, aren't you?
Unofficially, I guess
I suppose you're on the community. You're one of the 126,000 followers, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so am I, even though I'm not a lady. But
Tradie Lady supporter, always welcome.
Thank you. What would
you got your shirt, so you're actually one of them.
I think that's a requirement from anybody that's what would be so with Steph, like what would be one of the things that's actually that she's actually inspired you, or what would be one of the big takeaways from the club or the culture that she's growing?
Just checking on each other, really. Interacting with other tradie ladies. I message a lot of painters that I've met on there that are tradie ladies, check how they're doing, making sure they're okay. And I've just found that to be a really important thing that I've got off Steph. Anytime I've ever messaged her, she's messaged me back, and that's one thing that I've definitely tried to take away from that, is always reply to someone who messages you.
Now I've got a question around working as a tradie and food. So how do you manage your day? Because if you know you're going to possibly be somewhere where it's a new estate and there's no shops and that type of stuff, what do you pack for lunch? What do you do?
Today, that was my exact scenario.
I didn't know this wasn't pre-prepared. What happened?
It actually wasn't. You would be amazed how many meals you can make with a sandwich press.
So what is, I suppose you've got two types of scenarios. You've got a scenario where you're going to go somewhere and you know that it's probably reasonably close to a shop and you might grab something to eat, or you're going to go somewhere where it's in the middle of nowhere. So what do you do? What do you pack? What's a normal day for you for your smoko and your lunch?
Smoko and lunch, I'll try and have like a yogurt and a piece of fruit. And then for lunch, if I know I'm not going to be anywhere near shops, or it's a Tuesday and payday's tomorrow, I will pack like leftovers and I'll take the sandwich press with me. And you can heat anything up in a sandwich press. So today I cooked like bacon and heated up some chicken, heated up my wrap, and I made a full-on chicken, lettuce, bacon wrap. It was delicious. Or a Coca-Cola or a scallop sandwich with.
Does your partner,
Cold
does he
chicken.
cook?
Yeah, he cooks. Every
Is
now and then.
it edible what he cooks?
Is it edible when he cooks? Yeah. I'll
That's
have some
good.
leftover steak bowl, my sandwich press.
So we've got time for 2 more questions. So one question is, how do you think that women can integrate better into the trades industry?
Oh, that's a good one.
And I
Integrate better
suppose it
into
might
the
be a little bit
trend.
different with you because of the person you're working with. So if you were to sort of stand back and look as an observer outside, how do you think that, they might actually work together better? Or is there some things that you think that either side should be doing better?
I think one thing that they could do better in New Zealand is I do my apprenticeship with something called BCITO,
Yep.
and I think them going to, or anyone like that should be going to high schools and talking to the students in like year 11, year 12 before they go to high school, and let them know that university isn't the only option after school. You can do a trade no matter what sex you are. And I think that would be a great thing to do because it opens up a lot more windows for everybody really. And you don't need to sit in an office if you're a girl.
Okay. And my last question is, and it sort of relates to that, but if you were going to personally give a positive comment to other females looking at getting into the trades, and they were sort of scratching their head, they're unsure, what would you actually say to them? Now, this could be somebody that's actually 16, 17, or it could be somebody that's a mature age person. What's your words of wisdom to them?
I'd probably it's just like any other job. You're scared to go into any job. Why be even more scared of a trade? You try it out, you don't like it, you get a new job. You try a trade, if you don't like it, you can get another job. You don't have to do it, but just at least go and try it.
All right, well, thank you very much, Tegan, or Tradie Girl. Thanks for
Tradie
your
Girl.
time on the Trades and Builders Business Show. We'll be back with you very soon.